Sharp French, what up? This one luck, I let the pain inspire me. I put my all in everything I'm doing. Up until it's done, I'm me for the entirety. I put it in overtime, I be working. Just know I'ma go for mine, cause I earned it. They watching, I know it's time. I confirmed it. A whole society determined.
What up, y'all? We are back with another coaching session with my boy Matthew Headden, my spiritual and fitness, I don't know, Sherpa, I guess. I'm getting super great feedback on these. So for those of you that are listening right now, thank you. Keep it coming. We want to make sure that what we're doing here is bringing value more than anything. As you guys know, and we'll get to know about Matthew, we're impact first. So without further ado, here we go. Another coaching call. What's up, baby?
What's up, dude? How about like guru? Can we go with guru?
No, because I don't like guru. Because like guru means you actually don't know shit.
Well, like Sherpa, like I know that's a great thing, but like in my head, because I'm like a reformed and still fat kid just with abs, I'm like the orange kind of, not the horrible green kind. It's like, oh no, wait, that's
not Sherbert,
like,
not Sherbert,
totally
not Sherbert. Yeah. No, not Spumoni. Spumoni? Yeah, no, nothing like that. But that's sorry, old spaghetti factory. You're talking about being a fat kid, so figured I'd throw out a menu.
I mean, I am, but like,
yeah,
just in moderation now.
Good Lord, man. I tell you, man, it's fun to do it in moderation though. Cause like when you do it, it means something now. Like I'm Mother's Day, the ball bets were off, baby. Like, oh dude, it's going hard.
Well, I mean, that goes right into it, bro. Like keep the special things special.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Keep the special. If you like the first two Thin Mints are amazing, but after the second Thin Mint, two or three, you're just doing it. It's not even
special. Do you really like Thin Mints? I hate Thin Mints, man.
What?
What's the point of them? They're like so small and like no, dude, this is dumb. I'm not a Thin Mint guy. Don't like them. I mean, I like them, but it's just sorry. It's just like that's like taking a third of a sip of water, and we go, I'm satisfied.
Yeah, but if you think about if you're in the middle of the desert, a third of a sip of water is like life saving.
Oh, but I haven't
had cookies in a while.
But I'm not.
But I have been, and it's horrible.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Throw that at me.
By the way, dude, you look good. Like your arms are getting some definition. Your face
I don't know what's going
out.
Yeah, dude, I feel good, man. Thank you. Like my clothes are starting to fit different, and one thing that I've really done over the last week or so, you probably noticed in the app, is I'm really trying to lift heavier. I'm really trying to. That progressive overload, trying to stress my body a little bit more to a point where, like, dude, when I walked out of there yesterday, I was like, yeah, dude, my legs are dead. They're dead. Because, yesterday was a push day and the day before was a pull day, and we had trap bar pulls or deadlifts. And, we did those, and then single leg, was it angled leg press yesterday. So, yeah, dude, I was feeling it, but yeah, man, I'm really trying to lift heavier and, all that good stuff.
Well, yeah, normally, as you know, with my weekly check-in, the first thing I ask you is, what are you proud of yourself for? And it sounds like two of them. Like one is just pushing yourself to your limit. Your RPE, rate of perceived exertion, was a 9 out of 10. You haven't dropped below 8 in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is huge. And then also being able to cut loose on Mother's Day, and knowing that the scale is going to go up on Monday, not caring, and look, now you're back down lower.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, man. Like I guess that would be the thing I'm most proud about, right? Because whereas I think we spoke about this on the phone on Monday, usually there's those moments where, excuse me, I have that big day, right? Like I'm celebrating something like Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever, or if I just wanted freaking pizza. But what would happen is, I would wake up on Monday and I'd feel very groggy and not hungry and have that big pit in my stomach where I feel like super full. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm not going to eat right now. And then when I finally ate, it would be something as comparable in high calorie, high fats, low protein, high, like all this stuff for my first meal. And then what it would do is it would take me out of the gym. Right. And it would take me off my plan. But the thing on Monday, man, was just one of those days, and yesterday too. God, that Betty White cup. That's just unbelievable. You had to do that at that moment. For all you guys that aren't watching this, Matthew always, he likes to save this Betty White Golden Girls cup for once a quarter when I'm in mid conversation, and then he brings that and he knows I cannot stop. I mean, I have to stop. I can't keep going. I have to address the Betty White cup. Anyway, I love you, Betty White. Rest in peace. You were a genius. Where was I? Oh, so Monday was actually yesterday and today. I think I was saying I hate you so much right now. You can't do that to somebody with ADHD, bro. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Oh my God, this guy. It's going to take us the whole time to get through this point right here. So like on Monday, I went up and saw my boy, Freddie Stevenson up in Lakeland. And so like naturally my workout didn't get done in the morning, and I was feeling like absolute ass from the meals the day before. So I forced myself to have the protein shake. I'm like, hey, I'm just going to front load some protein. I got 5 hours of driving there and back. I'm going to go. And then when I'm done, I'll go straight to the gym. Well, I finished the podcast. I'm ready to drive home, and I get a text from my wife. Hey, you got to go get Mia. She's not feeling good. And I'm like, oh no, here's the point of resistance. This is it. And so I say to her, I was like, okay, well, that's fine. Happy to do it. I'll be there in 2.5 hours. Hang tight, little one. But when you get home, I'm going to need to go work out. Okay. And she goes, that's fine. And normally in the past, dude, I'll just, okay, well, by the time like 4 hits, I'm trash. Like I am a trash human being by 4 p.m. I can't do anything other than coach baseball. And, I went in, I didn't get in there till 4:30. I was out by 6, had an incredible workout yesterday, worked out later again. And, today's my off day, as far as lifting, but the thing is I did not want to go yesterday or Monday. I was exhausted. I went, had incredible lifts. And it's just the thing, man, where I'm like, if I'm just being lazy saying I don't want to go or I'm too tired, I know the difference now. Before I didn't know the difference. Right. So, it would have been a shorter part of the conversation, but she distracted me. So I'm sorry.
I knew nothing, man.
But that's what I'm most proud of.
I think that's incredible. Talk about self-awareness, right? Last week it was, hey, I'm just beat and I need to give myself a breather, and I'll pick it up and just move everything back a day. Yep. This week it was, I just don't want to, and I want to be lazy. Mm-hmm. And I recognize that. And look what happened, right? Like, how cool is this? I'm tired. I'm normally trash by now, but your food's gotten better, so you're not trash. Your consistency's gotten better. So even though you're getting tired, you're like, no, this is lazy.
Yeah.
But you went and then you crushed it. Like every week, I think you set in the past 2 days, 6 new PRs. So you look at that and go, which is it? Is it, I don't want to be late. Am I being lazy or am I listening to my body? That's a fine distinction and a huge level of personal development. Right. And it's, I equate so many things back to the spiritual, right? So it's like the time you don't want to go to church. And then you're like, man, I don't want to go. It's nasty. It's rainy. It's been a long week. I'd rather sleep in. And then you go and you're like, dude, that was the exact sermon I needed.
Yep. Yeah. And that's just the way I felt. And it's funny, like this is so funny. Like I was, had a couple of phone calls on the way home the last couple of days from the gym. And, the one yesterday, like we were joking about saunas, and I was like, and she's awesome. And her name is Rachel Barabo. And I'm like, hey, I was like, I didn't get to sauna 2 days in a row because time crunch. I said, but guess what? I said, I live in Florida. The windows are up and the AC is off and I am dying in here. Like I got home and I'm like super drenched. So, like I think the main point is, man, like when you start to understand different solutions based on busy schedules or whatever it is you're doing, even, oh my gosh, I can't get a sauna in, your mind works completely differently. It's like, wait a second, I can't get a sauna in, but I can sure turn off my AC. And dude, I'm sorry. It's like, it's a small thing, but the last 2 days, I've just been drenched, man. And it's a 25-minute drive. So I'll take it. I'll take that as my sauna.
I actually do the exact same thing, but let's focus on that for a second.
Yeah.
Right. you in the past, yes, there's a lot of roadblocks. You have children. You have an amazing wife, right? Yeah, you did tell her Happy Mother's Day for me, correct?
Yes, I did.
Good.
I promise.
You have a gym that's a little bit further than your previous gym. You have podcasts. You have some business ventures going. You have all these things. And you could view those as roadblocks. And in the past, you viewed them as roadblocks.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of focusing on the problem, now you're focusing on the solution. Doesn't that seem to make the solution a lot easier? Like what we focus on, almost like the reticular activating system, right? Like what you focus on is it's not manifesting, but to use one of those common terms. But like how much more powerful is it to be now that you're focusing on like, okay, but this is what this workout will accomplish? Is it even about the workout, or has it become more about doing what you said you're going to do, having more vitality, being able to have more energy, showing up consistently and building that confidence in that realm?
I look at everything in my life right now like a one big construction project.
Okay.
And, you know, it's something I haven't really said to you before or anybody, but like I fully believe like everything I'm doing right now is under construction. Right. I just feel like I need a big under construction sign, like all over myself, right? With my show, my body, spirituality, my businesses. That's the way I look at it. It's like, it's not going to always every single day look the way I want it to or happen the way I want it to and at the time slots I want it. But the bottom is I have to build just a little bit. And if I can build just a little bit and I can, to your point, yesterday, I got like 1 or 2 PRs. I'm like, okay, cool. I built a little bit today. Like that's a win for me, right? Because I can equate that. That's a data thing, right? And as long as I stay in that realm of like, okay, sent you a picture earlier today. You're like, yeah, you're getting down. And then when we hop on camera, you're like, I saw it in your face. You're like, oh my God, like, dude, like those are little things. Those are little decisions. Those are decisions. That's what those are. And when we can break that down as people and whatever it is that you guys are listening and trying to do with your fitness or your business or just even relationships with your spouse or your children or friendships is one small thing a day. One small thing a day. And it just impacts everything else you're doing. So I just look at it as simply this, dude. I don't look at it any other way of like, I have to build a little bit today. Right. So I don't have time for my yoga bendy thing and my running thing until after my son's baseball game. I will be running at 9 p.m. tonight. Okay. Whatever. Right. Is going to get done, but it's having that maturity, you know, to be like, okay, this isn't great tonight, but these are because of my schedule. This is where I'm at. I refuse to wake up at 4 a.m. anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it unless I absolutely have to, unless I cannot fit it in anywhere. For me, it wasn't working. And I have to run late tonight. So what? It's still going to get done. It's the same. It means the same thing. It's actually harder.
Explain, Dan.
Well, you've gone through a whole day, right? You're tired, you know, you're just out on a baseball field. You might be dehydrated, even though you've had a gallon and a half of water because you've been sweating for 3 hours. You know, like everything points to go home now. It's dark, downshift, take a shower, and go to sleep. Right. But the reality is, hey, you know, I have to build a little bit today. And that's what we'll do.
That's profound. And I'm going to steal that one from you. Just build, you know, always 1%.
It's trademarked, bro. It's trademarked. It's trademarked. You didn't see the TM right there.
No, I didn't see that. All I saw was a thumbs up.
It's on video.
That's all I saw. Little bubble thumbs up.
I don't know what those bubbles are.
I don't know what that is either.
It happens really everywhere. Zoom now, everything. I don't get it.
But I am picturing that just under construction. And there are days when you start to second guess, you know, just pop in your head that little orange little triangle, right? Under construction. And in the past, it was you had to go at 4 a.m. because that was the only way you do it. But now you've built enough proof in yourself over the past couple months to where you go, no, I don't have to do that now. If life gets to the point where it's so crazy again, you just have to start going first thing again. Great. Then that's what we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But right now, this works perfectly and I love it. What roadblocks can you foresee coming up? Because I know life's getting crazy.
I think that's just it, dude. I mean, for me, the roadblock I'm starting to see is not necessarily time, right? Because there's always time. It's like, what do we want to make time for? And I think one of the things that is so hard for me, and there's the roadblock because of the time, I'd rather spend my time doing things like this, working out, building my brand, building my business. The biggest roadblock is meal prep. That for me, like that for me has to be automated as quickly as possible. So any meal prep companies listening right now, okay, come and holler at your boy. Y'all need to throw in on this. But like, that's the thing. Like, you know, I did burgers last night. You know, I made my daughter, dude, my kids, they are obsessed with my burgers. I don't know what's wrong with them, but I do put a little bit of low fat ranch in there and some sugar-free Sweet Baby Ray's, and I massage it into the meat and I marinate it for like 3 hours. So it's like a barbecue ranch burger, dude. It's insanity. And I use 93.7, right? So like I have 3 burgers in the fridge, right? But like, you know, like after this call, I've got to go meet my partner for, you know, for a business lunch, my payroll partner, right? And so I chose Ada Supermarket, which is an organic supermarket. So I know like I can go in there and they've got a ton of chicken, a ton of lettuce. I'll just go, okay, all the spinach, all the carrots, all the veggies, because I'm not going to track that. It's pointless, right? It's like a little bit. And then I'm going to throw like probably 10 ounces of chicken on it and 1 tablespoon of something and just go to work. You know, so now I'm front load now, but see, those are the things like right now that I'm doing that's helping me, because normally I wouldn't have done that. I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to do 3 scoops of this and I'm just going to throw some bacon on there. So I'm getting better intuitively, right? With the food decisions. But the big roadblock is just that I need to be able to pull something out of my refrigerator and heat that shit up and just move on.
Well, so let's look at that for a second. So you have those meals that we get that are just the meats done.
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the big roadblocks, obviously, is that you hate leftovers. So that does create like a meal prep issue, right?
It
But
does.
like, how would this look if it was simple, right? Well, we get the individual little 1-minute rice cups. Throw the rice cup in. Costco and so many actually has prepackaged pulled off rotisserie chicken, right? In the different grocery stores. So you buy that you can just pull out, toss it in with the rice. It takes 1 minute. You've got a meal done in a minute and a half, right? Like that's very, very simple. Throw the veggies, steam in a bag, off you go, right?
Yeah.
So now we're total 3 minutes in. So that one's a great option. If you are struggling also with time, I know you have your thing going with first form. So even that could be throw your protein in a blender, throw your vegetables in the blender with it. I use spinach or kale and then a little bit of fruit. Boom. You've got a nourishing, very quick meal. Is that going to keep you satiated? Not incredibly so, but with that, it's going to give you the nutrients that you need to keep you moving and keep you going and functioning well. Another quick one, obviously, like nutrition solutions, things like that we've talked about, delivery, meal services. Those work for you. Things like HelloFresh do not, because it's still just as much meal prep time.
Yeah, I still gotta do shit. Right. I don't have time to do shit. I don't want to do
No.
Right?
Your schedule is insane. Like
I do not like leftovers. You are 100% correct. I don't know why. It just, food tastes different heated up, you know. But you know, these what is it? These stubs, you know, pulled pork, pulled chicken, and they're sugar free, you know, barbecue sauce. They have those now, so I'm looking into those. You know, it's funny. The Kevin's meals that I was using is like, I like them, but I'm starting to get like kind of skeeved out. Like when I break it apart and I'm like, okay, this is kind of like I don't know. It's not processed chicken, but it looks like it is. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like and it doesn't take 5 minutes. Okay. That's a lie. It takes like 20 minutes. And I know 20 minutes doesn't seem like a big deal, but I don't necessarily want to be spending 20 minutes when my family's already eating their meal at the dinner table because we're eating two different things. Like, I don't want to sit there because sometimes they'll eat something different. They just won't want what I want, and that's fine. But like, they're eating and I'm still cooking my shit. Like, I'm not interested in that. So, yeah, we'll adjust and we'll lock down a meal prep company. We had one that wanted to be a part of it, but they didn't have enough spots for my partner. So, we're not going to do that.
Nope. And that's it. And very often I don't like it when people say, like, I'm eating something different than my family. Like, why not everybody eat the same healthy meal? But there are times where it's like, where we have to be very, very intentional and we have to do different things. This just is that season for you. Obviously, in the long run, we won't kind of everybody on the same page because the other way can get very, very taxing. So what you're proud of yourself for is incredible this week. The roadblocks, we already know them. And we're planning for them, right? And it's one of these things. In the past, it was, oh man, I didn't see this coming. Well, like, yeah, but it's going to be crazy. And when it gets like this, just remind yourself, like, has life been crazy before? Yeah. Is life going to be crazy again? Yeah.
I think I was more naive before. I mean, not even naive. I think I was just more, that's a lie. I saw it coming. We all see it coming. We just think that we can control it and we can't, right? You really can't control it. It's like, if you know something is a common reoccurrence, then it is something that is going to keep happening. And we can't just say like, oh, well, yeah, I'm not worried about the time or the meal prep. That's not a problem for me. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. And it's caused me like a lot of quick trips to Chick-fil-A for a grilled chicken sandwich. Like, it's fine, but to your point, like, how much salt is in that grilled chicken? A lot, right? So it's like, yeah, can I retain weight, more? But like, here's the thing. I believe that I'm starting to truly figure this out, and that's taking time, and I'm okay with that because I don't want a quick fix. I want to learn through my own process because I'm finally tuned into it, man. It's like, oh, okay, that's not going to work for me. That's not going to work. I'm going to be okay with saying no to that.
And that's where we give the back and forth. It's like, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? What about this? Hey, I think that option might work. Cool. Are you willing to try it? Yes, I am. Great. Let's see how that works. And so much of it is just throwing it against the wall and see if it sticks, right? Yeah. That's so much of my role with you communicating offline off of these calls is just like, okay, what about these three things? Which do you think any of these would work? Yeah, actually, I like door number 2. Great. Let's go down door number 2 and see what's behind that door. Yeah. And it's so often, it really is like we've discussed before, man. It's like, well, this is just a really busy season. We'll get to it later. No, what a better time to focus in on your fitness and nutrition than a better season. That way, when the next season comes, you're already equipped for it and you have the systems. If you do it when life's slower, then when life gets busy, you have no idea how to handle it. Like, it really does boil down to this. Life has been crazy. It's going to be crazy. It doesn't get easier. You just get better at it.
Yeah.
And you're getting so much better at it. And it's, oh man, it got crazy. Dude, it can't be an ambush if you know the attack is coming.
Oh, so dude.
Plan for it.
Yeah. Like, so it's funny. So like, one of the things I've been doing, like prior to hopping on the call, there's this ratio yogurt and it's vanilla. You do a whole cup of it. It's 300 calories and 46 grams of protein. I housed that right before the call. Just slammed it. Now I'm not going to be as hungry. So when I get to Ada's, I know how to keep it. I know how to keep it tight.
So I'm going to level that one up for you. I'm going to give you a suggestion. It's in the app under the meals, the Discover tab. go get, and this ain't like our parents' fiber cereal, bro. Like Grape Nuts, where like the
Yeah.
reason you lost weight with Grape Nuts is because you broke all your teeth.
Yeah, those are
All right.
terrible. Yeah.
This is called Kellogg's Brand Buds.
Okay.
And when you put it in the yogurt, I usually put a little cinnamon in there. It almost comes out like a, almost like a cheesecake kind of thing. And they're softer. They look like gerbil pellets, but it's, I think, 24 carbs and 17 fiber per serving. Like you combine 46 grams of protein or 40 grams of protein and basically 20 grams of fiber, you ain't going to be hungry.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So let's try that one out. Buy a box of that. It's really, really good. And add a little cinnamon. It's
I love cinnamon.
Yeah.
Tigers love cinnamon. They hate pepper. And there he is walking off again. I'm on a time crunch today. You don't get to do laps.
No, I'm on a time crunch too, but
you don't get
one
to
of
do
these
laps.
days I'm not coming back, dog. I'm not.
Well, I guess that's it, guys. I'll see you guys later.
I know we're both on a time crunch. What?
Such a good movie. Such a good movie. The Hangover is so good.
It's so good, but for some reason I'm hearing Hot Rod in my head. They're like, never speak up on a man that's been in a chemical fire. I don't know why that's in my head right now.
I haven't seen Hot Rod.
Oh, it's your wife would hate it. Pretty much only guys like it. Like it's dude humor. It's Andy Samberg.
Yeah, it's the dude from Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, whatever it is, and Kenny Powers. So you know it's good.
Oh, Kenny! Don't even can't talk about Kenny Powers here.
I love that guy here.
Eastbound and down, baby.
Love it, dude. What is your declaration? What is your declaration for improvement, not independence, for this week?
Improvement. Man, I would just say have more options on deck, right? Buy some of those pulled pork things, maybe those quick rice cups, because I don't have to measure them either, right? Like it's on there. You scan it, go. That's like another thing that meal prep really drives me crazy because I have to measure every single little thing. I'd rather measure one at a time. Yes, eventually it adds up to the same thing, but I'd rather do it real time. So I think for me this week, I'm willing to try more of these ready-made options, such as, the stubs like that, the pulled pork or whatever, going to Costco and finding those things. I just think it's going to be much easier for me, man. Much easier for me.
So I'm going to write that down. We're going to get the pre-done meats, right? If we can get the pre-done, like pulled rotisserie chicken, if your grocery store has that, that'd be a great option as well. The pre-done burgers, you don't seem to mind doing later. So let's keep that on deck. I do the same thing. The instant rice cups, and you have a bunch of different flavors there that we can use. And then microwave sweet potatoes would be a great option for you too. So that's going to give you 2 really great carb sources that are very quick. It's going to give us 3 to 4 very quick meat choices. And then, do you like seafood?
No.
Okay.
It depends, man. It depends. Like if I'm at Daruma's and I'm at Hibachi, I love scallops. I love lobster. I do like shrimp. I love crawfish, mud bugs. I love them.
Well, let's go back to shrimp. Buy some frozen shrimp, thaw it out, have pre-cooked, and then buy a pound bag. Well, you could eat that in 1 to 2 sittings in a day, and you've just smashed a ton of protein that required no prep.
Yeah. Okay. See, that's the thing, though. It's like that's the one thing I'm surprised at. Like I haven't struggled getting protein in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think I don't know what I'm at, like 194 a day, and like I used to look. I think I have like 100 and something left. I used to go, oh my god. Now I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm not worried about it. Like I'll get the protein in. But this is just going to make it much, I guess. I need to plan it out better, man. Like that's the thing, because it's still the decision fatigue, right?
Yes. playing macro Tetris. So let's look at that, right? Let's set what day, as we dive into this declaration, let's be as specific as possible. What day are you going to sit down and plan that out?
What do you mean? Like plan out my whole week and log my whole week?
Not necessarily the whole week, right? But though we will get there, hopefully at some point where we have a plan like that, that does make it a lot easier. It seems stressful, but what it does is allows you to coast through and it completely eliminate all decisions because it's done, and then you can just adjust fire when everything's happened, right?
Yeah.
Think about it the same way that you know what I'm going to wear. Every time you see me, you know what I'm wearing. It's one less decision. Mm-hmm. So even if it's, I know you for breakfast, it's ignition in Formula One, right? And then when I get home, it's this, and then the next meal, it's this, and then the next meal, it's this, and you adjust fire where you can. Yeah. If we can get there, if that's something you're willing to do, that makes your life a lot easier. And it really only takes 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones where I would rather you, even for this week, say, okay, I'm going to go for my run, but I'm going to skip, or I'm going to do my yoga stretchy thing, as you love to call it, or my run, but take the second half of that and actually plan out your food. I would rather you do that than get the second half of the workout in, because that 30 minutes will carry you through the next 5 to 7 days. That 20 extra minutes of the workout isn't going to have that drastic of an impact. Do you see what I mean with that trade-off?
Yeah. I mean, what I'll do tonight is I'm going to do the run. And then when I come back, I'll start getting things on paper for the things I need to buy and to prepare for this. And then I'm also going to get an air fryer. Because I love French fries. And so if I can make them out of potatoes and sweet potatoes, then, I mean, it's $40 for an air fryer, for crying out loud. And I've always wanted to try it, but then I can also like air fry, Brussels sprouts in there, with olive oil. Like there's like a lot of cool things I can do with an air fryer that I've been kind of geeked up to try. So I would say by Friday or Saturday, I'll be implementing like what I'm creating tonight and over tomorrow.
So once you create it tonight, shoot me over what you have.
Okay.
I'll review it, make any suggestions, ask any questions, and then I'll help you implement it.
Okay.
That way it's like, hey, what about this? What about this? You know me, I'm just going to ask a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. The air fryer, there are a ton of recipes in my app for that. Okay. That's actually what I was asking about. So like a lot of times I'll air fry burgers, air fry chicken thighs. They take like 6 to 8 minutes. So while you're using the restroom, it's done. I air fry my salmon. There is no better way to make salmon than an air fry. No. And if you buy the individually packaged ones or buy like the bourbon salmon from the local grocery store, it's phenomenal. And then just throw a thing of steam in the bag veggies, like you've got a killer meal there and you're not going to be hungry. Cool. So we'll look at that together. We'll help implement that so that next week we're running with it. Don't you think that that's a great investment? And again, under construction, but we're also looking at return on investment. Okay. Yeah, 20 minutes for this, 20 minutes for that. But that 20-minute is going to give you a return on investment of saving you hours next week.
Yeah. No, totally, bro. I'm all for it, man, because
awesome.
Where I find I struggle is the middle of the day. Okay. I'm starving. Now I got to drive to Chick-fil-A. I don't want to break up what I'm doing, but now I got to take a half an hour out of my day to go there. I should have just prepped for this shit. Right. And so it starts to agitate me, but yeah.
Well, of course I've wanted you there, but it's not my journey. It's my job to meet you where you are. Right. And help you along. And now you're getting there. Like, great. Mm-hmm. First it was the workout. Now it's this. Okay. We're there. I'll help you guide you through this. And you're going to find that it's so dadgum simple once you do it, that it reduces so much decision fatigue. That really is, right? Like, let's look at the law of motion. An object at rest tends to stay at rest. An object in motion tends to stay in motion unless exerted by an outside force, right? What is that outside force? Very often is friction. And decision fatigue is friction. And that's what blows most people out of the water. How do we reduce the friction? Plan ahead as much. Oh crap, now I have to leave town. Okay, that's fine. I have backup options.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess my question is like, here's a funny one. So we go to Ada's supermarket. Okay. And I'm gonna get a bunch of spinach. I'll probably track like 3 cups.
Doesn't matter. Spinach,
Whatever.
dude.
Whatever. Just for the actual, like, I guess, nutrients. So I just know it's there,
Yep.
right?
That way I can look at your micros. Yep.
Right. And then here's the thing though, with the chicken, I don't have a way to weigh it.
Palm of your hand. Palm of your hand, dog. Like
Palm of my hand is what?
well, you're not going to put it in the palm of your hand. I have that guide, but basically you're looking like this is a serving.
So that's like 4 ounces?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have that guide. It's in the app, but I'll forward it to you again. That gives you a way to eyeball it, and it's one of those ones where yes, the more accurate we are, the better.
Right.
But what are you going to be that person like carrying around a scale?
I'm not doing that.
I'm not doing that either, bro. Like it's at some point like we track so that we can learn to intuitively eat, right? Like we hear about we've talked about intuitive eating, but how can you know how to intuitively eat if you don't know portion sizes and what's in things, right? So the challenge is really track diligently every day for a month, get a very good idea of what you're doing, and then slowly move into intuitive, right? But you can't, like, if you start carrying a scale around and you're not about to get on a stage, like now we've developed disordered eating.
Yeah, I agree with you. So like, here's where I'm at with it. And then we can, finish up. But if I go, like when I go to the place after this, I have all the veggies on there, and if I say, okay, that's 6 ounces, but it happens to be 10, I don't give a shit. Because it's not going to hurt me. It's not going to hurt me. Protein. If my goal is 194 protein today, but I ended up doing 215, so what? So what? Like,
it's not the end of the world, dude. And it's like, that's where in the past you've put so much stress on yourself to be like, I got to hit all these numbers. Like, no, dude, calm down. No. And remember, dude, that the thermic effect of food, right? TEF, you burn between 20 to 30% of the calories you ingest from protein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's about 5 to 10% for carbs and 0 to 3% for fats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you go way over on a lean chicken, so what?
I mean, like, that's like, and again, like, it's funny because it's not equal if it's pizza. It's not equal if it's Burger King. It's not. I mean, that's just that's a lot different. But on lean sources, like, I'm not gonna stress over it.
And the last thing I want you doing is stressing again, because we go back to what's that outside force? Stress. Mm-hmm. That's resistance. Mm-hmm. This should not be stressful. This should allow us to reduce stress, which is what that planning later tonight is going to help accomplish.
Yeah, I'm excited. The one thing that I'm really excited to start doing, because I'm almost ready for it, is more consistent running. Mm-hmm. I just feel better. I just feel like when I run, I feel very good, and I snore less, and I sleep better. And it's crazy. I wanted to, but I do want to wait until there's significantly more muscle mass on me, because the last thing I want to do is get really, really skinny. I just don't.
So let's look at that. That's a myth, right? I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually have you planned for in 2 weeks to start increasing the running.
Dope.
But there's this long-founded myth that cardio will kill your gains. Mm-hmm. That's simply not true if we're doing it in moderation, which is why I'm going to plan it for you. 15 to 30 minutes, 3 times a week, right? And as long as your protein is up, you are not going to go catabolic, i.e. eating muscle. What it will actually do is improve digestion, improve mental clarity, improve nutrient delivery to your muscles and your system, and help you rest better, and allow us to keep our calories higher while still being in a deficit, right?
Yeah.
So there's so many benefits, and that old gym bro logic of, dude, if you run, you're gonna get scrawny. Like, no, you're not. Like that. Not unless you're just doing an hour a day every day and eating 100 grams of protein. Like, that's just not. And the cardio also, One of the only ways I can ever get guys to do cardio is to be like, hey, bro, it's actually going to improve your blood flow and nutrient delivery, so your PP will work better. So if you could do some cardio, your wife will say
it's funny. Like I always start my workouts with cardio. 20 to 30 minutes of walking on an incline. Like, dude, like I'm sorry. Of course, you want PP to work. Hell yeah, I do. But more importantly, I want my heart. Yeah, I want my heart to function well so I can stay alive for my children. That's cool. That's pretty cool too.
That's pretty cool. Side effects besides your PP working better, or like your heart works, like
your heart's gonna work. Hey, but I'm only worried about the peen. No, dude, your heart's gonna be fine. Your heart's gonna be better.
Why not both?
Why not? This is an and game, not an or. Okay, it's and. Yeah.
Did we just end it right there?
We could. Yeah, we could end it right
I guess that'd be a hard stop.
Oh, shit. Yep, got to do it. All right, guys. My boy said it. He is throwing puns around the recording like crazy, and he's dropping them like it's hot. And I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and giving so much back to me and listening to these coaching calls, because they mean a lot to me. And I know they're helping you guys, because I'm getting a ton of messages and thank yous for sharing my journey and being vulnerable and honest about it. So make sure you head on over, check out Matthew Headden. And if you have any questions for him about how he works and how he does things, please definitely connect with him. But dude, thank you again. Another amazing week. Let's aim to get even betterer next week.
Under construction, baby. I love you, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Love you. Peace out.
Later.
Shawn French, what up? This one luck, I let the pain inspire me. I put my all in everything I'm doing. Up until it's done, I'm me for the entirety. I put in overtime, I be working. Just know I'ma go for mine, cause I earned it. They watching, I know it's time, I confirmed it. A whole society determined to show.